It is my great pleasure to have here a Hohner Gola. This is the Andy Arcari model, made for Andy Arcari. It's stamped 1956. And for those of you who don't know the name Gola, he is a legendary accordion maker who really made the best of the best accordions for Hohner. So in 1956, this accordion was handmade, and it's really just the cream of the crop. And this one is fairly close to its original condition with some refurbishing that we did, including Sennheiser Mics, which are brand new. And at some point someone appears to have replaced the bellows in a very good way. There are some parts, some very small cosmetic things that have been patched up. But overall, this is a very excellent condition vintage Gola accordion. With this particular one, and they all were a little bit different because they were kind of custom tuned for the player. This one is a 4-reed low, middle, middle, high configuration. And of course we have a double tone chamber with handmade reeds, which sound great. We have a mute that opens and closes, and it's a kind of a metal under the grill mute. And of course we've got 6 reeds in the bass with 7 switches, so really fully loaded. And the amplification is going to be a professional Sennheiser sound for the treble and the bass. So acoustically, we'll just first go through the different sounds. This is our bassoon, and it's a really powerful sound. You'll notice that with these handmade reeds, even the lowest notes, they speak instantly, and they're very vibrant. Next we have our accordion. Really nice to play. It just kind of comes right out. This is our harmonium, which is low, middle, high. And then melodeon is our 2 chambered reeds. Organ is low and high. And you'll hear that with these handmade reeds, that piccolo is coming out strong at any part of the keyboard. So even up top I have a strong piccolo, which generally is hard to come by unless you have really good reeds. Master is next, and this of course does have a palm switch which does the same thing. That's our 4 reeds. Next is oboe. This is middle and high. Next is musette, 2 middle and a high. Beautiful sound. Violin. So that's 1 in the chamber and 1 out. And a really nice tuning. It's not real wet and it's not dry. It's just really perfect. It works well with the chamber. Next we've got our clarinet, single reed, and piccolo. And again, those piccolos, even at the top, they're really strong. So that's really the sign of the craftsmanship, is that at the extremes you're still getting kind of a good control of volume. And it's really, it's just really very responsive, and there's really very good efficiency of airflow. The bellows are really tight. There's really very little leakage. I mean, they're for being 60 years old, it's very tight. And we did replace the gasket, of course. We did touch up the wax on the reeds and adjust the heights of the tongues and also the valves. So really it's been completely gone over, but it has all the original reeds, which are handmade by Gola. And you can of course hear that in the treble. Now, just focusing on the mute for a second, notice that I'll probably hear this the most in the bassoon. If I have it to the left, which are these two which move it, if I have it to the left, that's different. It's open and then closed. So it just kind of rounds the tone a little bit. and it does actually, have a mute underneath that the slides cover. On the left hand, so it has the pearly white buttons, and I'll go through the switches here. Really rich bass piano. That's kind of our bass alto. That's a tenor soprano master. This is our tenor piano, and then our soprano. So I will play a few things so you can hear what it sounds like.